The following opinions are solely those of BoatTest.com and its test captain. Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTest.com, and today I'm going to do a sea trial on a pontoon boat that brings sport boat handling to a large capacity boat. It's the Manitou 23 Explode, and it's one of the most exciting tunes I've been on. Let's start by taking a look at where that handling comes from. This boat utilizes Manitou's SHP design for sport handling performance, and it makes one of the best and fastest handling boats on the water, and it's designed for boats powered with 175 to 300 horsepower. Several factors go into its makeup. First, the oversized center tube is mounted 5 1/4 inches lower than the outer tubes, and this provides a pivot point for the boat to lean into the turns on. At the front, we see integrated splash guards for a drier ride. The Barracuda nose cones are designed to withstand higher speeds in rougher water. Now, if I hold a piece of paper, it easily bends, but if I put a fold into it, it's immediately stronger. Well, that same logic applies to these pressed-in stiffeners, and the aluminum is thicker here as well. All the tubes have chines welded to both sides coming out 9 inches. At the stern, the engine's mounted to an integral transom, so there's no added weight of a separate motor pod to mount the outboard to. And look underneath. There's underplating covering the cross members so waves don't hit and cause that jarring effect like hitting the brakes that we've seen on other pontoons. And this is standard. The SHP package comes standard with power-assisted hydraulic steering, so she turns at nearly 50 miles per hour with a surprisingly short radius. The motor well has a flat base to serve as a work platform for maintenance and regular checks. The optional gray washout faux teak flooring continues out the aft deck, where we see reinforced stern corner braces designed to take a hit against the dock. The 4 4-inch cleats are also occupying all corners. And I was pleased to see that the nav lights not only incorporate LED docking lights, but the assemblies are mounted way up on the fences, eliminating a tripping hazard on the deck. Manitou calls this its LX Helm, and it's on a raised platform, aiding in seeing past any occupants in the forward seats. To the sides are recessed areas for putting stuff on non-skid surfaces. The smoke windscreen kept the wind deflected well up over my head. 2 gauges lie to either side of a GPS moving map display. Tack and battery to the left, speedo and fuel to the right. The GPS itself is a Lowrance Elite 4. The trim gauge is further to the right. Ahead and to the right, we had a mirror fitted to our test boat to keep an eye on the end of the tow line. The 6-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel is a Gussie 930 from Italy, and it's mounted to a tilt base. Just to the left is an infinity stereo that includes Bluetooth streaming audio. To the right is the MP3 holder, a 12-volt supply, and an audio input if there's no Bluetooth functionality. The switch panel has a streamlined look and fits nicely into this position. The toggles are lighted when activated, and one of these is the horn. It's this middle one. I'd like it to stand out more, but at least Manitou went with a real horn instead of an electronic buzzer. And the engine controls are mounted to a 45-degree angle. This is the optional captain's chair with flip-up armrests and bolster. It not only slides and swivels, but reclines with self-leveling armrests. A telescoping pedestal is also offered. So let's get on the water and see how she does. The Manitou 23 Explode has a length overall of 24 feet 4 inches and a beam of 8 feet 6 inches. With an empty weight of 3,125 pounds, half fuel and 2 people on board, we had an estimated test weight of 3,677 pounds. With an Evinrude 250 E-Tech turning at 15 1/4 by 17 propeller, we reached a top speed of 47.3 miles per hour at 5750 RPM. At that speed, we were burning a total of 25.8 gallons per hour, giving us a range of 73 miles. Best cruise is a little harder to determine as the fuel consumption is pretty linear, but I found my hand to settle in on a comfort zone of around 3,500 RPM and 23.3 miles per hour. That produced a fuel burn of 8.75 gallons per hour for a range of 105 miles. As for handling, she sure is quick to respond to the helm. She's clearly acclimated to water sports, so break out the skis, tubes, or whatever you want to drag behind. She stays dry crossing wakes so she can handle chop well, and there's no tendency to lean to the outside of the turn. She accelerates from a nearly level attitude and settles back into the water the same way. It's clear that Manitou met its goal of creating a sporty pontoon boat that will easily entice fiberglass boaters into a platform that can keep the performance while carrying up to 11 people. And that's my sea trial of the 23 Explode from Manitou. For BoatTest.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.